Normal, unsealed chains might be the cheapest option, and O-ring chains might be the most common option. But yet, the fastest bikes in the world use X-ring chains, so they must be the best option, right?
Well, the short answer is yes, but there are quite a few interesting reasons why. So today we're going to go over the differences between the three chains, what makes each one good and bad, and how to spot the difference.
Thank you to Insta360 for sponsoring this video.
Motorcycle chains can be sorted into two categories:
Sealed and unsealed. And under the sealed category, you'll find both O-ring and X-ring chains.
And the bare bones construction of a motorcycle chain is pretty simple.
It's made up of outer plates with pins that slot through rollers on an inner plate. Do this 100 times and you have a chain.
This basic construction of a chain is an unsealed or normal chain, and it is the easiest to manufacture, making it the cheapest for us to buy.
Unsealed chains are still commonly found on cheaper, small displacement bikes as well as dirt bikes, and the only form of lubrication these chains have is whatever chain lube you coat them in.
But this results in quite a few downsides.
They need to be lubed more frequently than a sealed chain, adjusted more frequently, and cleaned more frequently.
And even after all of this, they still don't last as long either.
So naturally, because of these flaws, it was improved. Smart people realized that if you sandwich an O-ring between the inner and outer plate, you can put grease inside the roller to keep things lubricated.
And because there's a seal in the way, the grease can't get out of the roller and water and dirt can't get into the roller either. It's a win-win situation.
Because it's when dirt gets in between moving parts that the friction wears out a chain faster. So this concept was game-changing. Their built-in lubrication allows for less frequent lubing and adjusting, and overall just ensures that they last longer than their unsealed counterparts.
All sealed chains, however, demand a different form of care. Those seals require you to be more gentle. But I know what you're thinking. How did my cameraman get this shot without falling off? Well, I thought it was time you guys met. This is Insta360 X4, the cheapest cameraman you can get. No trip, track day or good ride is complete without awesome shots to capture the memories. And this makes that easy. You can mount it anywhere on the bike and it automatically gets rid of the pole it's mounted to. And since it films in gorgeous 8K in 360 degrees, you can frame the shot later on, saving you time while out riding. Or create captivating camera movements that are way above my pay grade and easily export vertically or horizontally. So if you want awesome shots of your bike, order one through my link in the description and you'll get a free gift with your camera. No, seriously, try it.
An unsealed chain is just metal, so you can use anything from gasoline to pressure washers to clean the lube off without doing any damage. A sealed chain, on the other hand, now has these seals that are susceptible to pressure washers and harsh cleaners.
Water under high pressure can make its way past the seals, breaking down the grease. And harsh cleaners can dry out the seals, causing them to crack, letting all the grease out, the dirt in, and causing a seized link over time.
So it's important to make sure you clean a sealed chain with O-ring safe cleaners, and that when you lube them, that you get lube on the seals themselves to keep them hydrated and in good health.
O-ring chains are obviously a bit more difficult to manufacture, so they cost more. But they are found on a lot of modern motorcycles because they require less maintenance, they last longer, and they're a great balance between quality and price.
Ease on the inside.
However, racers had one particular gripe about O-ring chains. The seals making contact between the inner and outer plates caused more friction, sapping horsepower from getting to the rear wheel.
At first, I was under the impression that this difference would be marginal, but after handling the two chains back to back, the added friction is very obvious.
For example, here are both chains hanging side by side. Watch how much more the unsealed chain wiggles when hit with compressed air than the O-ring chain does. This shows just how much of an impact those O-rings have on the movement of a chain.
So to combat this added resistance, they took sealed chains one step further.
They called it the X-ring chain, simply because the new seal is shaped exactly like an X. This allows the seal to do the same job as an O-ring, but because of the groove in it, the contact area between the seal and the plate is reduced, lowering friction. And this concept works rather well. The X-ring chain moves more freely than the O-ring one, but not even close to as much as the unsealed one. But to be fair, it is a bigger chain.
So you get the best of both worlds here. And since then, manufacturers have gone on to create just about every shaped seal you can imagine, using every letter in the alphabet in search for the best sealing with the lowest friction. However, the X-ring term is probably still the most common due to marketing reasons.
However, due to this technology, X-ring chains are the most expensive option and are typically only found on bikes that demand every last horsepower being transferred to the rear wheel. So spending the extra money on an X-ring chain probably won't look as cool as getting a new exhaust. But chains have a lot of hidden technology in them and perform a very important job.
But anyway, let me know which chain is on your bike and if you would spend the extra money to get an X-ring chain or not. And I'll see you on the next ride.